Hello to all my fellow collectors and card enthusiasts. Welcome back to another edition of What's on Deck, where we were looking at what is new and also upcoming in the world of playing cards. Start off with Kickstarter, and it may make this 2 videos, depends how long this Kickstarter portion takes us. Also, let me know, I was thinking of actually doing this as like a live stream. I don't know if anyone would actually be around to watch it, but it might be an interesting idea. But let's get on to the Kickstarter. Basically, it'd be the same thing, except it would be live. Since I am, sitting here recording it, why not just do it live? But anyways, starting off with Kickstarter, first of all, we got the King's Game playing cards from Bonafide Playing Cards, which pretty nice set of decks. There is 2 decks now, not just 2 tough cases. Chess theme looks pretty good. I've always liked the decks from Bonafide Playing Cards, and I've had no issues with them, in regards to service or anything like that, delivery. So I highly recommend checking it out. It is well funded, 5 hours to go. By the time this video is up, it may be done. I don't know. But if you didn't get it by now, what the hell are you doing? You should have gotten it by now. Next up, we got the Leonardo Roman numeral. I don't know what value that's supposed to be. Something. Is it 1503 or something? I'm not even sure. I really don't know. If anyone knows what the Roman numeral value is, I could probably Google it or something, but it's not overly important. But anyways, the Leonardo Roman numeral, something Roman numeral, playing cards by Art Playing Cards is 64% funded, 28 days to go. I will be getting these 2 reviews. Special thanks to them for sending me these. Of course, that is dependent on the funding, so if you want to see them reviewed, get out there and pledge for the decks. They are pretty nice decks. They are very similar to the previous variations, although there's only 2 decks this time as opposed to 3. I don't know if there will potentially be a third unlocked later on. But they're very nice. Obviously the quality, I think they're USB printed, will be good. They have basically gone ahead and touched up all the cards so that the coloring will be better and they still look better. So I'm all for that. Some improvements to the deck. Why not? Nothing wrong with that, I suppose. They are nice decks. I did like the originals quite a bit, and I look forward to seeing how these ones compare. So let's get it funded. Next up, we got the Diamond Playing Cards, number 5 Winter Warmth by Diamond Playing Cards. It is funded, 6 days to go. Not a huge fan of these types of geometrical shaped decks for the most part. It's an okay deck of cards. I don't remember what the faces look like, but I know it's one that, I haven't gotten and probably won't. Next we have the Bicycle Prism Gilded Limited Red Edition by Collectible Playing Cards. It is 68% funded, 10 days to go. Looking a little bit iffy at this rate. It is a pretty pricey deck. It's like $40 plus shipping. US, so that's like hell of a lot in Canadian. And the gilding, the prism gilding, doesn't really seem to come across well in the pictures they've showed us. It just looks like red gilding. So, is it really prism gilded? Or I don't know. They could show us a better picture. That would be much better for them. But the goal also seems pretty high. They did fund last time with a similar goal, I believe, but it was more unique. Now it just seems like they're throwing out color variations just for the hell of it. There just really seems no reason for these. But it is what it is. It's something that it interests me because it is a bicycle deck. I am a fan of bicycle branded decks, and it is a variation of the Rider back, as far as I know, but it's just pricey. Next up, though, we got the Kiss Me Playing Cards by Bokobo Playing Cards. I just had the thought to pucker up and do something weird, but we won't do that. This is it's just a weird. Like somebody mentioned on Facebook that it's like a casino deck that got thrown up on. It's 50% funded, 7 days to go. That should be enough to tell you that it's not a great looking deck if it hasn't funded already, because most of the decks usually fund pretty quickly. You see basically the idea of the back design there in the image, very crystallized and diamond type pattern, except then they put the words "Kiss Me" and whatnot on there, and it just is too much. If it was just that back design, it would be more cardistry friendly and probably would have been funded by now. I imagine they may try this one again without the "Kiss Me" because Valentine's Day is long gone, but who knows? Essentia Playing Cards relaunch by Mankin Chan is 79% funded. 10 days to go. It's a relaunch, which I think I mentioned. It's an okay deck of cards. I can't really find anything negative to say about it. It's just not something that overly interests me at the time being. But, may check it out in the future. And then we got Hoodie, deck of cards by JD14, 70% funded, 10 days to go. As far as the Essentia is concerned, I think it may or may not hit the funding mark. I mean, same with the Prism Gilded. The Leonardo hopefully will fund. It has plenty of time. It's getting there. This one, the Hoodie deck, again, it probably will get there. It's 70% funded, 10 days to go. Pretty low goal. It's a very interesting deck of cards. Interesting, idea with this Hoodie character. And I'm all down for, something original and creative but it just wasn't really my cup of tea at this point in time. Ecliptic Zodiac Playing Cards from Chris Ovdienko. He's done a lot of great decks in the past. It's 72% funded, 23 days to go. Over $21,000, so it's a pretty high goal. I wonder why it's so high, but it is pretty high. You should hit it eventually. Make sure you check it out. It may not be everyone's cup of tea, but it's still well designed. Tasty Playing Cards by Pedro Usoanga is exactly 100% funded with 10 days to go. Good things, I guess. Why not? Hypnotic Playing Cards, I believe I mentioned this last week, by Spielkarten Shop is 50% funded, 21 days to go. I mean, I imagine it should just be a matter of time. I've actually seen people, I think it was on the forum also, compared it, much like I did, to the Ogma deck. And it is very similar the theme of the, optical illusion, as well as the color scheme of black and white, very much like the Ogma deck that came out 5 or 6 years ago, whatever it was. It seems like ages ago, when you think of how many playing card decks have come out since then. And then there's the Alter Deco Playing Cards by Lords Playing Cards. It is funded, 18 days to go. I urge caution if you're going to back this one, because the previous, I always recommend, if you're going to back a project from a creator that you aren't familiar with, like Lords Playing Cards, that you may not be familiar with, or anyone else, definitely check out the comments and feedback of the previous projects and see if there's been any issues. Do some homework. Don't just throw money at somebody because something looks very nice and shiny, or whatever the case might be. Because if you look back at previous projects from Lords Playing Cards, not only have they had a lot of projects that were cancelled and didn't make it, but the ones that did make it, the quality was not good and the customer service was not the best from what I've seen. So I would urge caution with pledging for this one. It is a relaunch and it is funded, but I don't expect the quality to be great at all with a goal that high and based on previous reviews and comments. Then we got the Fucky brand, or whatever it's called, by Joey Miner. 83% funded, 13 days to go. It's a fun and unique deck, not really my cup of tea personally, and of course the brand logo, like I said before, seems to be basically borrowed from the Supreme brand logo. The only thing I would say, is people should try to be more original. They're not the first ones to copy the Supreme brand. Certainly won't be the last ones. But he's had other decks that also could be seen as similar to other decks that were out there, whether intended or not. And, it just, I don't know. Basically, I wanted to say, though, I do apologize if sometimes I come across as negative regarding certain projects. I do look for originality and creativity when it comes to projects, and I do an originality and not just different variations, like not just another deck that looks like a deck that's come out before, or something that looks like it's borrowed from something else, like that logo and stuff like that. And also, I have to compare it to other decks that are out there currently, or that have been out there, especially if they have similar themes. And it is what it is. Anyways, moving on, we got the Suckman's original playing card Sucks by Penguin Magic. 69% funded, 25 days to go. It's not a deck of cards, it's a suck for playing cards instead of a clip that you might use for playing cards. It's an interesting idea. It's very original. Speaking of originality, however, it's a suck. You can make this yourself. Just take a sock at home, cut the bottom off, and stitch the bottom closed. Instant suck, man, suck. I mean, it's a suck for playing cards. You can make this yourself at home, quite frankly. Then there's the Sodu. Either way, though, it looks like it's going to fund, and it's a pretty logo. And like I said, it's a very interesting idea. We got the Sodu deck. It's not a standard deck of cards. You don't have standard faces. It's just got this calligraphy on the face. It's very much a cardistry deck by Nezu Susek. I think that's how I pronounce it. It is funded, 11 days to go. Not my cup of tea. Next deck on the list here is the Bold Illustrated Playing Cards by Barbara Zadoz and Felix Zong. I think that's how you pronounce it. I hope. It says it's a full set. Full set. Oh, good. You get the whole 52 deck card. The whole 52 card deck. It's not just the court cards or something. That's very nice. It's 10% funded, 21 days to go. I don't see it happening. It's a very interesting but weird and unique deck of cards, that's for sure. I'm not a huge fan of the indexes where they put the pip on the inside as opposed to underneath the letter or the number like this. And also it seems like the indexes are a bit inset into the face of the cards. Apparently it's printed on a heavy 320G Pro linen cardboard. Don't know by who. I have no experience with that. Why would you want a deck that's made out of cardboard? I mean, really? That's how they would describe it? It's a cardboard deck of cards. Right. Oh, and more fun things that I don't like. You see how the indexes are on the court cards? Well, look at the number cards. They're standard. No. Keep it the same thing throughout the whole deck. Don't just do random things like that. The number cards are okay. Another weird thing is the numbers and letters on the spades and the clubs are a different color than the pips. But on the hearts and diamonds, they match the pips. Again, just weird things for the hell of it, I suppose. The back design is not overly exciting. It is a one-way back design, intentional or unintentional. The creator probably doesn't really, realize that. Of course, also they got images here that show the cards of a prototype deck with a completely different back design, which is worse, probably, than the current back design. Either way, and that's the tuck case. Weird. And I have to put in that the final box is going to be strong cardboard because this box looks pretty flimsy, I would say. Personally, I don't think this one's going to happen. It's pretty obvious at this rate. It's just weird. A+ for originality and creativity, but it's weird. And the quality, questionable. Next, we got the Apothecary from Alexander Chin and Seasons Playing Cards. Extremely well funded. 2 hours to go. It will be done by the time this video is uploaded. If you missed out, why did you miss out? If you missed out, tough cookies. It's your fault for missing out. It funded in 8 hours. Oh my god. I did not expect, if you had told me this deck would have more than $100,000 pledged, I would not have believed you. But that is just huge. I don't remember what the previous deck did, but this one is through the roof. Savage Majesty by Leslie Cassili. I think we looked at it before. Funded, 10 days to go. Obviously we looked at it before. Next we got another silver sackbut project. Legendary Casino Decks by Magic Square Company. Funded 40 days to go. Why the hell do they need a 40-day project? Is what I don't know. I mean, it took them a couple of days to fund. That's all they really needed. Basically, this is the same as I've already seen and already have. Black, red, blue, purple, and green. I'm not really seeing any differences from the decks that I already have. There is this one different one, which is a gold version, which, whatever, if I miss out, I miss out. Not the end of the world. I'm not going to buy a whole set of decks that I already have and overpaid for on, I think it was Collectible Playing Cards or something like that, or maybe it was PlayingCards.net, one or the other. I got the green, the blue one, and the purple one on a website. They were like stupid $25 each or something like that. And of course they're available on Kickstarter for probably a lot less than I paid. Oh, okay, maybe not. No, wait, that's free deck set is $56 Canadian. So yeah, it's a bit less than what I paid, I would say. But if I was going to go for this, I would go for the whole set, which is, and you can't buy the gold one individually, which annoys me, obviously. You can only get it with this $112 set that comes with all the decks and a box. Black one, the Vegas red, emerald, cyan, violet, and gold. I'm sure the gold will be able to get it at some point in time, especially since it's only available in these little sets. There's 1,000 being produced. They're not going to sell 1,000 of these sets by any means. They'll probably sell very few, so they'll probably have to resell them later on. So there's probably a good chance it will be available later on. Now, the only concern I have is this goes against Kickstarter's terms. They're not selling anything new except for the gold deck. Everything else is already available and produced, and that is against Kickstarter terms. But moving along, hell with that one. We got the Sisterhood of Blood V2 playing cards by Kirk Slater. 65% fun, 26 days to go. Slowly getting there. Let's get this one funded. It's a beautiful piece of artwork that deserves to be funded, deserves to be out there in your hands. I highly recommend checking that one out. The Planets Venus playing cards, a second out of 8 decks by David Goldkling, aka Vanda playing cards, is well funded. 8 hours to go. Make sure you go check it out before it's too late. Although I'm soon to be able to pick it up later on. I just got the other one the other day, the first one. I like it. Very nice tuck case, very nice cards. So definitely check it out. Grid Series 2 by Luke Wadey, typographic playing cards. Funded, 21 days to go. Really not my cup of tea. I prefer decks that have a little bit of art to them. A little bit of, I don't know why I did that, but a little bit of art to them. This one is just words and writing. And actually really like no artistic. I mean, I guess some could say there's some artistic elements to that and how it's presented and done. And yeah, I suppose there is, but it's just really typographic. I've got other decks that are typographic that at least I have a little bit of artistic creativity with them, I suppose you could say. Next, we got another one that I actually saw somebody, I got an email that said somebody pledged for it, I forget who, and I didn't get a chance to look at it. It's Jintos and Jokers playing cards by Wesley Raw, printed by USPC, 37% funded, 38 days to go. It's a long project campaign. Looks very nice though in the tuck case. Except for this angle of the tuck case that we're looking at here. This looks very square, very weird angle. The back design is okay. It's pretty interesting. Interesting court cards with like a king's head on there and a pip or something. Representing a way, created as a way of representing Cape Town and the street identity. So that's, applaudable, I would say. Interesting jokers. Interesting back design. The aces, I wish were more ace friendly. Like this guy, I saw a little blurb there. It says that he used to do magic, then he stopped doing magic for 2 decades. Then his girlfriend found out he graduated from a college of magic in 2000. And he put it away for like 2 decades. And then his girlfriend found out he did magic and asked him to do a trick. He did a trick that he remembered, and it got him back into it, and he's created this deck of cards. So the only thing I would say is, if he's a guy who's a magician and is making a deck of cards, just to make it a little bit more magician friendly, particularly in regards to the aces. I like how he's got his spade shovel on the ace of spades. That's great. I just think that it should have been could have been a little bit more magician friendly. My only concern, of course, is that he's not done anything like this before. I don't know. Being pointed by USBC, classic stocks and finishes. My only concern is who's doing fulfillments. And of course, that's all dependent on its funding. It's got a long ways to go. 38 days to go. He expects to have this in back of his hands in April sometime. I don't see that happening at all. Actually, in May. Still, it almost seems like he expects to have this funding-wise will be done. The project will end about the end of March or beginning of April. It's like he begins to expect printing this immediately and then get it delivered. That's not going to happen, quite frankly. $10 for a deck, though. I wonder what shipping to Canada is, though. $9. Not horrible. Something I might have to consider. We'll see. Moving along, we got the Wasteland Alice deck, which I mentioned last week. It's the Red Queen's deck by Stephen K. Smith, not Kevin. Well funded. 18 days to go. It's doing quite well. It's a variation on an Alice of Wonderland. Kind of like a post-apocalyptic Alice in Wonderland. And I guess it's an okay deck of cards. People like it. By all means, check it out. And if you're interested, you might want to check it out. I don't know. I don't know anything about the creator. So, be cautious, I suppose. Epic Savant Point Cards by Card Deck is 48% funded, 10 days to go. Not looking like it's going to make it, unfortunately. Pretty nice deck of cards. Just not getting the support. Then we got the Bicycle Year of the Dog. Woof woof. Playing cards by Mike Guistaliz. I hope that's how I pronounce it. I apologize if I butchered your name, Mike. Who is a collectible playing cards. Why another account? I don't know. What's with everyone having so many freaking accounts on Kickstarter? It seems like they're trying to bend the rules and get around the rules or something. I don't know. It is 34% funded, 25 days to go. May or may not make it. Who knows? I'm sure eventually it will get produced one way or the other. It's a $6,000 goal. I don't know why they went with such a high goal, considering they should know by now, after dozens of projects, that their decks will fund, but most of the time, usually with a smaller goal. Now, I think I might have looked at this one last week. Massive pips in the indexes, and also kind of reversed. I prefer the pip on the bottom personally because it's more traditional. Very massive pips in the indexes. That's just ridiculous. Not the most user-friendly deck as far as the indexes are concerned. If they fixed the index, made it more normal, it would be so much better, 100% better than what it is right now. The back design's pretty nice. Asian looking. There's a bit too much writing. It's unnecessarily a one-way back design. They could have made it more rider back-like, if you will, and made it mirror imaged. And then again, those indexes are just awful. I apologize to collectible playing cards, but that's just the way it is. The artwork is beautiful on the court cards, very Asian themed. I would have to look at them a bit closer. I can see there is figures in there. There's a lot of detail, a lot of color in there, which is great. But it does, from a distance, make it look more of like a blur, if you will. Anyways, at least on a quick glance. Of course, for me, I am Year of the Horse, so Year of the Dog doesn't, do much for me. It does say the years for Year of the Dog. Actually, nobody in my family is Year of the Dog, except maybe cousins or something like that. But immediate family, nobody is from Year of the Dog. Wonderful, because apparently we really don't have a lot of compatibility with the dog. So wonderful. Anyways, moving on. I mean, it's a nice deck. The indexes are not great. I would recommend they fix that and relaunch. But that is that. Next, we got the Dodgy playing cards by the Revelation Workshop. It is 4% funded, 26 days to go. At this rate, I don't see it funding. But there's always room for a miracle, I suppose. Why this deck good? Okay, so first of all, this is written by somebody. Obviously, the project is in Hong Kong currency, so it's written by someone whose first language is not English. And then you look at, first of all, I don't know why they call it the Dodgy playing cards. But then you look at the description. No idea for April Fool? Back this deck of cards to make fun on your friend. Also included close to. I don't even know if that's an Asian. I apologize, I'm not trying to be stereotypical or racist or anything like that. For some reason it came out with a raisin type accent. I don't even know if that's Asian. Maybe it was more Hindu, I don't know. Indian. Anyways, it's, again, why this deck good? Why you not find someone who speaks English to write the project for you? That would be the first thing. Oh, there is very good, but not actually joking for some reason. I don't know what that means. Not printed by USB-C. Okay, so it's printed in China. The back design looks like something that I've seen many times on Kickstarter projects. The tuck case is not very exciting. So they're right, it's not a good deck of cards. So that's not a good selling feature. The faces are basically fairly standard. The Ace of Spades is okay. And then the artwork is, well, I mean, A+ for creativity and originality, but it's pretty goofy and weird. And none of these jacks seem to have any kind of correlation to each other. They're all just kind of weird and different, and I don't know. Umbrella hat. Fun. Again, same thing. It's like, I guess that the one thing to take away from the courts is that each suit has a different type of style to it, or maybe it's just everyone is different. I don't know. They're pretty bizarre. Definitely looks like they hand do everything, including the indexes. And I don't even know what the indexes are going to look like on a playing card, but so far, not great. The Jokers are, I like that. They're riding a unicorn rocking horse, or a rocking unicorn thing. There is a story apparently. Each card apparently, so apparently each suit court card is different and has a story behind it. Fantastic. So I mean, creativity is there. The indexes are massive again. The number cards are fairly standard though, and the back design is just subpar, basically. And of course, like I said, and I apologize for if I came across in any horrible way earlier, but they really should find someone who actually speaks the language of English to do the writing on their project. That's always a good idea because it just comes across unprofessional and just not great. Printed with unicorn skin. Okay. Unicorn finish. No idea who's producing it though, and it's not going to happen at this rate. Next up, we got Metropolitan playing cards by Vieri Balboni. 10% funded, 13 days to go. It's not going to happen. Trash playing cards by Logan Theobald. 8% funded, 10 days to go. Some of these projects, they make me think of Matt Hardy and WWE, and just want to go, delete, 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 delete. Really, I mean, geez Louise, some of these projects. Video game playing cards by Jandusoft is funded, 5 days to go. It is what it is. It's an okay deck. Bicycle Illusion playing cards from Magic Trick Store, aka collectible playing cards, 99% funded, 5 days to go. I think it's just a matter of time. It will fund. I will probably get that one in the aftermarket. Runaround playing card by CDL Art Studio, 0% funded, 44 days to go. Oh, I can tell this one's going to do very well. Wow. Okay, that back design, am I seeing things correctly? That back design, the faces, they're missing stuff. The back design looks like a playing card deck that already exists. It's like a rip-off of a deck that already exists. Is it the striped playing cards? I don't remember which one it is. It is. It's not 100% the same, but it's basically the same idea. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, really? Okay, so basically it's a cardistry type deck. No idea if it says who's producing it or not. Really, I mean, not a huge fan of those court cards. They're okay. They've got their own kind of style to them, which is fine. Okay, printed by USBC. Made of cardists and magicians in mind. But it just, I mean, you look at the style of the pips on the aces, you look at the style of the court cards, the jokers really don't have much going on. Look at the style of the back design, it just seems like more of a same old. And so far, it's not doing well at all. Ars Gosia by Bale is 69% funded, 65 hours to go. It may or may not fun, who knows at this rate? Probably not. But anything's possible. Spud playing cards, green edition by Hong Nguyen is funded, 9 days to go. Of course, it's a faceless, double-sided deck of cards, just for cardistry. So let's not call it playing cards, it's cardistry cards. Art of Cardistry, speaking of which, by Dylan Prescott, his second deck. I haven't even seen if his first one was produced yet or not. It is 88% funded, 11 days to go. Quite frankly, I am, flabbergasted, surprised at how people are actually pledging for this one, considering it's like $40 a deck. Are you people insane? I don't want to say idiots, but insane. I mean, that's just ridiculously stupid. Take your $40, go buy 3 other decks instead that are much better and better quality, since they won't be NPC printed. Just saying. Cardistry Ninjas Kiwi playing cards by Handlords is funded. 47 minutes to go. By the time this video is up, it will have been done. If you missed out, I'm sorry. It will be available later on from various card shops and magic shops. But cool, fun deck. I like the colors that they used for this one. I just wonder how many more of these cardistry decks they will be doing, because at this point it's just recolors. Bicycle Antagon playing cards by Michael Spatola, how do you pronounce it? I apologize. Is 57% funded, 13 days to go. It says we won't be here for much longer. No duh. I mean, it's not going to fund at this rate. It's basically a relaunch of a previous deck, only with bicycle branding. and USB-C printing, and it's still not going to fund. I mean, it's nice artwork. The back design, I don't remember how it goes, but the faces are nice. Could be done better though. Execution is not great. Black Roses, second edition by Daniel Snyder, is funded. 25 hours to go. It's a nice deck of cards. I'll probably be able to pick it up later on, so I might. Excuse me. It's basically just a recolor. The original was black. This one, ironically, it's called Black Roses, but it's green. And how would I put that? I guess if I was to do a review on that, I have to put Black Roses V2 deck review, because if I did green Black Roses playing cards, that would be kind of weird. Anyways, as some people I've seen have said, the court cards could be better if they didn't have his buddies on them and just had them standard, or just completely custom. Moving on, we got the Bicycle Monster playing card by Will Roya, playingcarddex.com. It is funded, 7 days to go. Pretty cool deck of cards. And also Will Roya, great guy. He's been sending me some nice decks to review, and good service. His site, great prices on the stuff on his website, playingcarddex.com, and the shipping rate's also quite reasonable. So I'm pretty happy to recommend that site. So go check it out. Next up, we have the 5 of Spades playing cards, Dark Edition by Yassine Boudra, aka 5 of Spades. I'm not sure I mentioned this one last week. I don't know if it popped up, but it is 93% funded, 18 days to go, just a matter of time. It is designed by Prod, whose name escapes me, but he's the designer of all the Carnival decks. So there's that. It's nicely designed, featuring his 5 of Spades logo throughout, and that theme incorporated. Oh, and actually it says his name right there. I think, no, it just says Dos Prod. I put it by Cardamundi, so it's going to handle great for sure. And we got another great one here that launched just yesterday. It's almost funded. The De Novo Deluxe Playing Cards. It's the United Cards 2018 deck by Rick Davidson and United Cards. 77% funded, 29 days to go. It is just a matter of time, so make sure you go get this. Beautiful tuck cases, as you can see, and I've actually shown you these before. I think I showed you them last week a little bit. Beautiful tuck cases, 2 different decks, the Aurum and the Viridi. Beautiful, beautiful court cards, and different from one deck to the other. One has more greenish colors, the other, and actually has colored faces, as you can see in the Viridi. The Aurum has reds and blues, and the faces are not painted in. So it's nice and interesting. Each court card seems to have a different background to it, or at least a different theme or background per suit. Very nicely done. Beautiful, gorgeous back designs. Very user friendly, if you will. And same with the number cards. Saved by the bell. I'll be right back. Oh. Back in the class. Could have just paused it or done a jump cut or something. Very professional standards I have here on my channels, obviously. But anyways, very nice number cards and court cards and back designs. Back design, court cards, faces, tuck case. This is like all A+. Highly recommended. Beautiful coins. And you can also add on his previous decks as well, his Saddles of History and Ruin 1567, if you missed out. These are being printed by... They're actually being printed by Oath Playing Cards by Lautrec in Greece on his Maestro finish. So that's interesting. I mean, they could have gone with Cardamundi. I'm just saying, Cardamundi's got great quality. That is what it is. Quality is still going to be great, so definitely recommend checking it out. I mean, we'll see. If the quality is not, this should be great. Just a little bit concerned about that. I just wish they would stick to one of the, bigger companies like USBC or Cardamundi personally, instead of playing favorites with their buddies. Anyways, Sumicoin series by Card Experiment is funded 4 days to go. If you're interested in the coins, it's based on, inspired and by their previous playing card project. Rump's Disaster Relief Cards by Daniel Kudemeyer, 45% funded, 20 hours to go. Not going to happen, barring a miracle. This is not going to fund. Red Couch Games, a local game store. Why do people try projects like this on Kickstarter? They never, ever fund, from what I've seen. They want to open up a game store in a trading card game store on top of that in somewhere in South Carolina, Greer, South Carolina. Population, probably not very many people there. So why would you want to open a store and ask people on Kickstarter to pledge money towards that in a town, basically, some kind of a small city with a very limited population? Kickstarter is something where you have to provide something that appeals to the masses. A physical building, a store in Smallville, people do not care about that. Even if it's in a big city, these Magic the Gathering or game stores, trading card game stores, they don't fund. Usually they have massive goals attached to them. This one does not. But you have to provide something that appeals to the masses, not to a small minority of people. Alighieri Dante's Inferno by D. Rodriguez is 75% funded, 7 days to go. Looking like it may or may not make it. I mean, may make it. It may not. Who knows? I don't know why somebody would create a deck that is all about... There's several things wrong with this one. Your serial killer tarot card deck. First of all, the serial killer part. Why would you want to, glorify these serial killers, for one? Two, why would you make a tarot deck that is circles? A circle deck, a round deck of cards. People who use tarot card decks, and I've seen their videos on YouTube and stuff like that, they want a deck that is usable to them, that they can use. This is not usable, in my opinion. And also, why would they want a tarot deck that has to do with serial killers and stuff like that? It defeats the whole purpose of tarot playing cards. I mean, it's not going to appeal to these people who use tarot playing cards. It's more of an art piece than anything. I understand the circles, basically it's supposed to be like bullets. But, yeah, no. Let's move on, though. Forget the tarot decks. Is there anything else on Kickstarter? Not really. Not really. Okay, there's one here. A couple more. So there's Bad Girl Artwork Poker Deck Volume 1 by badgirlartwork.com. It is funded, 48 hours to go. It's part of the Heartso series. And yeah, what is on this chick's rear end? I don't know. But that apparently is on the back design of the cards. And then there's more sexually scandalous images on all the other cards. Right. I mean, the artwork is done well. Personally, not really my cup of tea. And also the indexes, again, should be a lot closer to the corners, personally. But for this type of deck, it really doesn't matter. Oh my word. Nudity warning, be advised. Let's move on. Move on. Let's get out of here. Let's not even worry about this particular thing over here. Next, we got the 6th Extinction card deck by Roz Gibson. 23% funded, 25 days to go. You really don't see it getting funded at this rate. But you never know. Let's have a look. Aha. Right. It's interesting mythological type creatures, it looks like, for the most part. Actually, not mythological, has to do with prehistoric animals. So, I mean, I'm down with that. But, do I really want to see this on a deck of cards? Not particularly. Also, why is this one card black when the rest of the cards are white? It's the 4 of clubs, is it? 3 of clubs? 3 of clubs. Why would you do that? It just makes absolutely no sense, unless it's a mistake and they're supposed to have it on white borders or something. It's interesting though. Anyway, nice artwork. Lots of info given here. I don't see what the back design though is though, and that's another issue for me. And yeah, so, and also, I mean, I'm not sure who's producing it, but if you like it, you know, I see no reason. Obviously, I would never tell you to never pledge for a project unless the people are scums or scam artists or something like that, or there's any concerns that I had. I got no concerns, obviously. With that one, it's just not my cup of tea. And one more. Rock Saber Fur card game by Jerome Watts. It's, how funded was it? Oh, well, that was an idiotic thing for me to do now. Hey, never mind. It's getting there. It's funded somewhat. It's about a third of the way, or just over a third of the way funded, I would say. About 30% funded, something like that, I would say. $1,175 out of a $3,000 goal. And yeah, it is a deck of cards. Don't know why he's playing with bubbles. There is some artwork shown here. You see each suit seems to have a different, actually there's different things on different cards. There's fire, there's wind, there's water, there's earth, fur, sabers, rocks. And the back design is a caveman, very one-way back design. It says rock, saber, fur. And I guess it's kind of like a variation on paper, rock, scissors, except on playing cards. And different suits and cards have different things on them, as you can see. It's interesting, but it's not my cup of tea. Yeah, there we go. Paper, rock, scissors, but with a deck. And I've actually seen another deck not too long ago that was a similar idea. And I don't remember if it funded or not, but this one, I mean, it's slowly getting there. It's an interesting idea, I would say, as a game, as a deck of cards. I mean, if you want to buy every deck of cards out there, obviously you might get this one, but not that many people are doing that. So that is it for what is on Kickstarter. My goodness, that's been a long video. I can get this pop up. Why is it always so difficult? I don't know. Let's see. Nope. There we go. Come on. Well, anyways, I took out my face, so there we go. There we go. Stupid thing. So anyways, yeah, that is going to be it for this video. We'll do another one talking about everything else going on in the world of playing cards. I apologize this video is so long. It's ridiculous how much there is to talk about. See you next time with more.